In this video, we will show you how to replace your front bumper bracket on this Honda Accord. This will be mounted directly behind your front bumper cover. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Safely raise and support the front of your vehicle so you can make your way under. Once you're underneath the vehicle, we'll be paying attention along where the bumper cover meets to your lower splash shield. Along each corner of this area, you will find a 10mm headed bolt. And as you make your way towards the center, you'll be finding several push clips making their way all the way across to the other 10mm headed bolt. Let's start removing all this. As for the push clips, typically you want to carefully start removing the center. Once you get that down far enough, it should unlock, and then you can remove the outer portion as well. There should be one more right down here. Ours is missing. Now that we have all those broken free, let's continue on along each corner. We're going to remove the push pin that holds this in place. Now we'll make our way towards the wheel well. You should have a piece of mounting hardware right across here. Once you've removed that, we'll follow it all the way up to the top corner. We have a Phillips head screw. Remove that, and then we'll give this a light tug to pull it away from the fender. Let's do the same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Once you've finished in both wheel wells, make your way back up into the engine compartment. We're going to remove this plastic panel. You'll find that you have several push clips holding it in place. There are two different ones, one along each corner of the panel. To remove the push pins, you just want to go ahead and carefully start removing the center. As that lifts up, it will unlock, and then you can remove the outer portion as well. There we are. We'll continue on to all others. Lift up the center, pull it out of place. Take hold of this panel. We're going to start lifting it up and away from the grill. Set that aside. Once you have that out of the way, along each corner close to where the headlight is, you're going to find that you have a tab that goes up and over the bumper cover. We're going to slide the bumper cover out of this area. While I'm holding up inside this area, I'll also be grabbing along the corner of the bumper cover to start separating it and pulling it away. This side's broken free. I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Now that we have the bumper cover out of the way, we have a clear view of our headlamp assembly and our bumper bracket. We're going to have to remove these together. To remove them, along the inboard side, you'll find two 10mm headed bolts, and then one just above it. Now that we have all those out, we'll make our way along the side of the bumper bracket. Make your way up inside the engine compartment. We'll be looking for this 10mm headed bolt right here. Go ahead and remove that. Now we can take hold of the headlamp assembly and the bracket and start sliding it straight forward. Keep in mind there is still wiring along the backside that we have to disconnect. Now along the backside of this, we can continue on with removing each one of our bulb sockets with the wiring harnesses. Once you have the bulb removed, give it a quick check. We'll be careful with each one of these bulbs as we lay it down. Along the bottom here, it should be secured. We'll remove that. Let's get this over to the bench. Now we can start removing that bracket along the bottom. You should find you have one 10mm bolt holding this in place. Remove the bracket. There it is, friends. All right, let's get ready for the installation. We'll have to align the bracket with the headlamp assembly. Looking along the outboard side of the headlamp assembly, you're going to find that you have two locating tabs. And if you were to look at the bracket itself, you'll have two holes. You know what to do. Line them up and slide them together. Once you've done so, we'll put the bolt in on the far end. Let's get this in the vehicle. As we bring this over, I want you to pay attention along the backside. This area right here is the alignment point for the headlamp bulb. To be able to aim the beam up a little bit, you would turn this counterclockwise. To aim your beam down, turn it clockwise. Now with that said, we'll start putting this in place and put in the wiring harness. Attach this along the bottom. Press that right in. Continue on with your bulbs. Twist them clockwise to lock them in as far as possible. Now we can start sliding this into place. As we bring this in here, let's be extremely careful not to scuff the paint on our vehicle. Align it as close as possible and start in all of your mounting hardware. Get these other bolts in here. Now that we've finished over here, we'll also start in the one mounting bolt on the far side. Once you've done that, you can continue on by tightening each one of these bolts. All right, let's snug them up. Now that we snug the far one, let's make our way over here. Let's carefully get this bumper cover back on the vehicle. We'll bring it up along the top, aligning it with its mounting points, but we also need to pay attention along each side to ensure we're not damaging the headlights or scratching our paint. There we go. Now before we continue on to each corner, let's continue up along the front here. We're going to put in our forward panel and all of our push clips, so we don't have to worry about the bumper cover falling off the vehicle. Slide this in here. What you'll find is as you make your way around this hood handle, you have to lift it up a little bit so you can slide it underneath that grille. Get this in position all the way across and then continue on with all of our push clips. As you remember, on each corner you had a push clip that was different than all others. To install your push clips, you want to make sure you install the outer portion first and then lock it in by pressing in the center. Now we'll make our way towards the wheel well. Carefully take hold of your bumper cover. We're going to make sure that it's aligned coming underneath the headlamp and in this area of the fender. You can see you have the painted area, and then just under it you have a plastic bracket that this bumper cover will have to go between. We'll bring this up, put it in position, start tugging it rearward and drive it in. Once we've done so, we'll put in our Phillips head screw in the corner. While you put in that screw, make sure you're holding the bumper cover in the proper position. We'll double check all the way across the fender and the headlamp assembly as we make our way over to the other side to do the exact same thing. Also inside your fender well, you should have another lower mounting point. So go ahead and reinstall that as well and make your way underneath this area. A small flap, we'll hold that in place, aligning the hole. Put our push pin in there. Obviously, we'll do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Once we've done so, we'll make our way directly under here. Let's start getting this back together here. We've got our 10mm bolts. We have one for each corner. As we make our way towards the center and across, we'll be using our push clips. There should be one right here. Go ahead and tighten up each of those 10mm headed mounting screws, and then we can make our way out from under here. Okay friend, we fully installed our bumper bracket in the vehicle. Once you have everything back together, it's important to make sure that you test the headlamp functionality because we did have that removed. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.